你好，小朋友们. Today we're going to read a book about China. What do you see on the cover of the book, Mila?
It's a snake.
It's like a snake. It's a dragon.
It's a dragon snake.
Yeah. Are you ready, Mila? 好不好?
How?
要不要?
How?
All right, let's learn a little bit about China. We are traveling to China. China is one of the world's largest countries.
Dad, I see they're driving to China.
Yeah, they're driving to China. And you know that it lies on one of the world's biggest continents? Asia. Beijing is the capital. Beijing. And Adam Lauscher used to live in China. I lived all the way down south here in a beautiful city called Kunming, which is also known as the Spring City because the weather there is always nice, like in the spring. All right, you can imagine China like a giant staircase. Yeah, there's snowy there. Could you sit so everybody can see the story? So imagine China like a giant staircase, and the bottom step sits in the east. This part of China has farmland and rivers. What do you think this is? It's a crop that a lot of farmers in China grow called rice. The middle of China is the second step. This step has mountains, basins, and plateaus, Mila. And then we finally get to the top step in western China. Let's try to listen, okay? There's high mountains and cold plateaus there. These mountains are called the Himalayas. Have you ever heard of them before? All right, what about Chinese people? China has the biggest population of any country in the world, even bigger than here in the US. We need you to sit down so everybody can see, okay, Mila? More than 1 billion people live there. Not 1 million, 1 billion. Most Chinese people are called Han Chinese. And they share traditions and a rich culture. Do you know what language they speak? Mandarin Chinese. Now, China also has 56 different ethnic minorities, I believe. These two girls here are not Han Chinese. They speak different languages and have their own traditions and customs too. These are Miao, Miaozu, which in English are Hmong. Have you ever heard of Hmong people before? We have a big population here in Minnesota. So it's kind of special that they also have a lot of Hmong or Miaozu people in China. Beep, beep. Chinese cities are noisy places.
Hi.
Hey, Leo.
Hey, Miss Elwood.
Millions of people live in Beijing, Shanghai, and Tianjin.
Anything I can tell you about?
Look at this bustling street right here. That's in Hong Kong. Did you know that in China, some people live in houses, more the city folks, but a lot of people,
live in apartments.
most people live in apartments, Leo, you're right.
And some live in a house.
Some live in houses, but most live in apartments, and other people, they live on a farm. Many Chinese people live on farms.
Some live in fields.
Yeah. Some farmers grow rice in wet fields called paddies. Others raise wheat and soybeans. All right, let's see. We're not going to read every page on here, but we'll just skip to some of the good parts. In China, people speak Mandarin Chinese. And did you know that it has 4 tones? So depending on how you say the word, it can change their meaning. For example, ma, mama, ma means mama, but ma means horse. Ma, mama, ma, horse.
Mama.
People in different parts of China speak Chinese in different ways. So in schools, they all learn to speak the same kind of Chinese. And that's the same kind of Chinese we learn in kinder prep. What are these? Chinese characters. This is one of my favorite characters. It means love. I. 我爱你.
Writing love.
And they're writing love. Isn't it fun to write love, Mila?
Yep. You write a house and then you cover inside.
That's a good way to write it. Now, Chinese does not have an alphabet. Instead, they have a symbol called characters, like I was talking about, that stands for each word. There are many, many characters, so learning to write can be hard work.
I can do.
Drawing characters is a form of art in China. Writers use special brushes and black ink. They copy the characters onto white sheets of paper. What about this? Look, is that a dragon right there?
Yeah.
Or is it a lion?
A dragon.
So, have you ever celebrated Chinese New Year before? Did we have fun this year celebrating?
Yeah.
Chinese New Year is a very special holiday. Everybody wants the new year to have a happy start. A huge party takes place, and the party lasts for 15 days.
And they also play.
They play a lot, and they get red envelopes with money inside so they can go buy new toys. And parades fill the streets. People make giant puppets dance. A lion puppet at the beginning of the parade scares away bad spirits, and a long paper dragon puppet ends the parade. Why does a dragon puppet end the parade, you might ask? Well, in Chinese stories, dragons are not scary. In fact, did you know? China is a dragon. Dragons are wise and helpful. They bring water to help crops grow. So in China, dragon puppets bring good luck at the end of a parade. Here are some little Chinese kids going to school, just like you go to school. Yeah.
Yeah, I like hawks.
So story time is also very, very important in China.
And
The
this
Chinese
guy
tell men, yeah, isn't that cool guy?
is gonna jump in the water.
Yeah, that's from a very famous story called The Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Some stories are about adventures. Others are long poems or folk tales.
What does he do?
It looks like he's looking out into the water. I don't know what he's thinking about.
When is he gonna jump in?
I don't know if he's going to jump in. Some stories are new. Many are very, very, very old. Excuse me. And you can see people in China wear a lot of the same clothes that we do too. Comfortable clothes are very popular in China. There's some cute kids.
That's Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty. And here's some people dressed up a little bit that are probably going to work. What about Playtime? You guys like Playtime?
Yeah.
Martial arts are popular in China. Martial arts are a type of exercise. They are also a form of self-defense. Some people practice martial arts each morning. We want to make sure everybody can see them, okay? They meet in parks and they exercise together.
He was blocking.
Another really popular thing that you'll see in China, Leo, are people flying kites.
Leo's blocking me.
Do you think that we can sit nicely so people can finish our story here?
But Leo's blocking me.
I'll move here so everybody can see. Kids in China love to fly kites. Playing table tennis or ping pong is also popular, and so is gymnastics. We're going to see how close we can get here. Mealtime in China. Yummy stir fries are very popular. And you know what they use to eat with? Do they use forks and spoons so much like we do? What do they like to use?
Chopstick.
Chopsticks. 筷子. Can you use 筷子? Can you use chopsticks? Raise your hand if you can use chopsticks.
I can use lots of chopsticks. I pull them into my food and throw them in my mouth. I mean,
Well, that, my friends, is our little book about China. Did you have fun learning about Chinese people, culture, geography, and food?
yeah.
Maybe someday when you get a little bit bigger, you can take a trip to China. 再见.
Can I